Go ahead.
So this piece is good. Yeah, this is good.
Can you flip that right over so we can see the back? Yeah, it's like a perfect match. So that's the factory piece that's all rusted out.
Yeah, this is the factory piece that's rusted out. This is the piece that I'm making right here. So I have a little bit of shaping to do right here to make it match. But you can see how bad aftermarket is. Because this isn't even close. So I'll have to take this aftermarket bottom quarter and shape the hell out of it so that it's the same shape. Because you know, it's got to come way in like this.
Huh. I run into that a lot with this.
And then I'll get this piece welded in here like this, and then that'll give me, when I pull this, the bottom quarter panel, this up into here, then I'll have my shape and I'll know exactly where it goes. That way I can make sure that when I clamp it, it's nice and tight right here, all the way across. Because this is supposed to bump right up to that.
Okay.
And then, you know, follow that shape.
So will that form without you having to metalwork it?
Nope, this will have to be metalwork right here. I'll have to metalwork this edge. But I mean, you can see how crappy it's been done, you know? It's pretty much stamped out, hammered.
Is that because they just stamp it?
They stamp it.
A million of them at a time?
Yeah. And that's what happens a lot of times, you know, you figure if one of them gets stamped a 1/4 inch off, and then the next 500 get stamped a 1/4 inch off, then when they start building the next ones, the dies that they're, you know, pumping those things out with 100 at a time, you know, they're moving around. Well, pretty soon they're a 1/2 inch off, and
I think it's some pretty big clearances then.
we had that 56 Chevy car that we were going to do the rockers on, and we tried to put the rockers up on there, and the rockers were literally 1.5 inches off. And then that Pontiac Firebird, same thing, go to drop the floors in, you got a body line here, stock on the car, and the aftermarket ones are over here. You know, they're 2 inches off.
All the way around.
All the way around the whole panel, so yeah.
It was no fun.
Yep, aftermarket blows.
Well, we'll just have to make it work. I guess we'll call it a blank sheet of
And if I have to,
steel.
I'll just make a whole freaking quarter on here. Because he wanted to use the aftermarket ones if we could, which is fine, I'll make them work. If I have to, I'll build new ones out here.
It's a start as long as the body lines line up nice and
But I gotta set up that laser right now and roll that laser down here, so when I put this quarter up to there, I'll know that this runs through right here. So I know exactly where that line goes, you know?
Yeah, because it's a pretty defined body line in
you
these.
can see this body line right here.
It's huge.
And that body line's gonna come all the way through. Well, what I'll do is I'll run the laser right here on the front of the car and get this set up so that when this comes through here and the laser will hit that. That way I know if I need to go up or down or wherever the hell needs to go, you know?
And you can do the same for like down on the rocker.
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Gotta love it. All right. All right. What's going on now?
I got that piece all fit. Now I gotta grind this so I can weld it, grind the primer off this, get everything set up so I can get this spot welded in. And what I'll do is I'll just run a bunch of spot welds because you can't really weld it because it's sheet metal, you'll just warp the piss out of it. And as I'm welding this, I'll just kind of hammer weld it and move it around where I want it.
Okay.
And then get it welded in there, and then I can start fitting the aftermarket pile of crap quarter panel in here. If I don't like how that fits, I'll make a new one of those too. So.
I have watched him take an entire quarter panel, brand new out of the box, smash it flat, and reform it. So, he's not kidding. But boy, that dimple fit in there beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
Everything works good, and it matches the factory curve. So,
yep,
I think that's what we're going to go for. Beautiful.
So I'll get that welded in there, and then you can film some more in a little bit. So, talking?
You are talking.
All right, anyways. All this crappy weld, that's because there's so much rust on here. That's what I'm gonna blame it on. No, all I did is I hit a couple spot welds on here, and I just kind of skipped my welder across this real fast, so it's welded, but it's not super crazy welded because this is just the inner panel. And you know, when I weld on this quarter panel on the outside, I'll do this different. But this piece is all formed, that piece is formed, that's welded on. Now I can start getting this bottom quarter to fit, so I can fit this radius and everything, and then I'll get it set up in there until I like it.
That's not super reassuring. Was that rust? No, I think it's dirt.
No, it's all the stuff I cut off here that's that undercoating.
Oh, okay.
I ground it off so it didn't catch on fire when I welded all this stuff on. The whole inside, see all the undercoating that falls off?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's from the factory. It's just that tar. But I'll tell you what, that stuff will catch on fire super easy.
Really?
That's why I ground it from the backside so that when you weld it, it doesn't catch on fire. So, and that's why if you see me when I'm welding, a lot of times I'll take my glove and I'll wipe right here across the inside and outside. That way, if there's any fire, I can feel it with my hand. But
That's nice and solid. Good job.
yeah, it's.
Now you're gonna grind it down and
Yep, I'm gonna
prep it.
I'm not gonna grind it all the way down to the metal though. I'm gonna just kind of knock the tits off the top of this, and then that way, because they'll be lower than these dimples here, and then that way when I stick that quarter on there, I'll be able to, you know, it'll just bump right up against it. I got a low spot right here from the heat, and then what I'll do is I'll knock this out with a hammer and dolly a little bit, and then I got to trim this edge that's sticking out right here. And other than that, just kind of knock this around a little bit until I'm happy with it, and then start getting the lower quarter put on. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.